students, welcome to the biology world. In previous video we discussed about the chapter 2, the biological classification, and we discussed about the kingdom fungi and various class of kingdom fungi. Now this week we have to done the revision videos. So now we start the first lecture of 11th standard. We have to already discuss and completed this chapter, the living one. But in somehow some doubts are created. So again we revise this chapter, and now students you have to must watch and clear all your doubts. So first we start the name of this chapter, that is the living world. The name is suggested. What is the living? किसे हम live है वो बोल सकते हैं. So many characteristics are included in the living organisms, which is differentiated into its non-living world. So first we list out the characteristic of the living. List out the characteristic of living organism. First characteristic is growth. Second characteristic is reproduction. Third characteristic is sense of environment. Fourth one is metabolism. Fifth one is self-organization. And sixth one is self-replicate. These are the characteristics of the living organisms. We have to discuss this all the characteristics. Now we discuss about the main three characteristics, which is totally differentiate into living organisms to the non-living organism. So first we discuss about the growth. Students, we know that what is growth? Increase in mass and increase in number. Increase in mass and increase in number. That is, we have to this type of mass and numbers increasing. We have to include in growth. In plants, these growth are continuous throughout the life, but in animals it is up to certain age. Increase in mass and increase in number is the possible, or it is done by the cell division. Unicellular or multicellular, both the organisms are divided and increase in mass and numbering because of the cell division. Now we discuss that some non-living things are also increasing in mass, like mountains, boulders, etc. are non-living organisms. अब जो माउंटेन्स है उसके बारे में देखें तो वो पहले से इतना बड़ा नहीं होता. Some modified or some accumulation in the outer surface of its non-living organism. Accumulation of its outer surface, and that is the increase in mass. So growth, we discussed that growth is including living characteristics or non-living characteristics, because the increase in mass is including growth. So the non-living organisms like mountains, it is also is increasing mass, but the increasing is mass in only and only outer surface, not the inner surface. And the living organisms are grew up by internally. we have to include only those organisms which have to internal and external increase in number and mass. But mountains like non-living organisms only and only outer surface of accumulation and increasing mass. So the growth is not a defining characteristic of living organism. Growth is not defining property of living organisms. So it is the first characteristics we have to discuss, that is growth. Now we discuss about the second characteristics, and that is reproduction. Produce the new ones is the known as the reproduction. Reproductions are two types, that is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. The basic difference of the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction is already been done, but here we show that the sexual reproduction only one organisms are included in asexual reproduction, but both the organisms are including in sexual reproduction. Asexual, sexual, both the reproduction, the asexual reproduction, there are many types we have to already discuss, that is vegetative reproduction, budding, fission, fragmentation, etc. In sexual reproduction, the gametes are produced Reproduction is the main characteristic of all the living organisms, but some organisms like moles, sterile worker bees and infertile human couple. These organisms cannot reproduce throughout their life cycle. So the reproduction is also undefining property of living organisms. So the growth and reproduction, both the characteristics are not included in defining property of living organisms, because somehow in growth non-living organisms is also increasing mass, and moles, sterile and worker honeybees cannot reproduce throughout their life cycle. Now the third characteristic of the living organism, that is metabolism. Metabolism is the word of including two words, that is anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism and catabolism, there are the both opposite direction reaction. In anabolism the energy is utilized, and catabolism the energy is synthesis. So the sum total of all the reaction in our body, it is known as metabolism. Now we discuss about the nomenclature of the living organisms. In all the organisms we have to the some name, we give the some name of all the organisms. In our world we have to know that all the living organisms have some proper name of living organisms. So in our house we have to many living organisms include in lizard, dog, cat. We have to some cute name given all the living organisms. So in national level or in the international level, somehow one proper name given by all the organisms. which have to identify this all the organisms in one particular name. So it is of the scientific name. So all the organisms have somehow scientific name is also given. Two branches are given the name of scientific in living organism, that is ICBN and ICZN, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature and International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. In botanical nomenclature, all the living plants are included. So, the plants have scientific name given by the ICBN, and all the living animals have given the scientific name by the ICZN. In ICBN and ICZN, some rules are indicate or some rules are making for give the scientific name. How do we give the scientific name for all the living organisms? So some rules are made for the ICBN and ICZN, and let's discuss about this rule. The first rule is scientific name should be given by the Latin word. First rule says scientific name should be given by the Latin language or the Latin word. The second rule is first word is always write in genus, and second word is species, it is special epithet. The third rule says the first word is always genus is written by the capital alphabet, and the second word, that is species epithet, is given by the small alphabet. The example we have to use that Mangifera indica. Mangifera is genus and indica is species. So here we have to use the first word is capital alphabet and second word is small alphabet. The fourth rule of the biological nomenclature is we have to write up in handwritten the separately underline the two words. So the example is Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica. It is written by it is handwritten, so we have to separately underline genus and species. But it is printing, we have to write in italic font. So in handwritten, it is separately underlined and it is printing, it is italic font. Now the last rules is even the scientist name should be right. It is write up in last of species from the abbreviated word. The example is Mangifera indica is scientific name of Indian mango, which is given by the lineage Mangifera indica. It is given by the lineage. So the scientific name is written by the elaborated in the last of the species. So it is the main use of the biological nomenclature. Only one name is given in organisms. It is not utilized in another organism. So it is a biological nomenclature. It is very much important question for your examination. The list out of the characteristic, it is 1 mark question, and 3 characteristics we have to discuss. It is very important for your examinations. Now prepare well, understand one-to-one word, and reading your textbook, and complete your worksheet. All the very best.